Welcome, everyone, and glad to have you with us from Williams-Brice Stadium, home of the South Carolina Gamecocks. Hockey and all of his friends ready to go and amped up for what we have in store. And boy, do we have a fun one ahead. Top 10 team, target on their back, going on their road and right into the snake pit. LSU will put a foot to it for the opening kickoff. Fielded in the end zone, it's good. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down.
First and 10.
So South Carolina's return man hardly helped out the offense with that one. And here he is. Let me tell you about this wide receiver. He is a route-running, DB, toasting, pass-catching, touchdown-scoring, woo, son of a gun.
I can't wait to see how this defense is going to try and corral this guy, because you play man-to-man, you risk him running right by you and catching the deep ball. You play zone, and you give him the opportunity to potentially make yards after the catch. You're going to have to be really careful trying to cover that dude.
That's reeled in. It's Cook. And the Gamecocks in the hurry-up. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. Throws to the wideout. Wide open downfield. And he was off to the races. Finally tripped up at the 36. The Gamecocks have it with a 1st and 10.
A nice job by the offense there, attacking the middle of the field. Excellent route, finding the soft spot in the defense. Nice job by the quarterback putting it right on his guy.
Looking to move it through the air. He's got it. Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the 1st down. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down, 2nd down coming.
What a hit by the defender. That's a good throw, and that was going to be caught, but how about the defender dislodging the football from its intended target? Nice job.
Got enough space. Gets it all the way down to the 2-yard line. He was fighting for that end zone. And the Gamecocks have it with a 1st and goal. Snaps it in the shotgun. And it's caught! Touchdown, Gamecocks!
I really like that drive for this offense. Putting last week behind them, putting a drive together, showing some explosiveness. This offense really put last week behind them. The poor performance last week, starting off with a bang here today.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. So LSU's offense will have its 1st possession of the game. These two dudes who both come off the edge can wreck an offense's day, Jesse.
Man, these quarterbacks better have an internal clock working today. If you hold on to the football, you are getting sacked.
Yeah, best athletes on the field are defensive linemen, and when you got guys like this that can get after the quarterback, points will be at a premium.
And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. They're going to ride this running back. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one, not to give the underdog reason to believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited. Come out early, be in a business mode mindset.
You got to start fast. You got to have a sense of urgency. You cannot come sleepwalking into an environment like this, because if you do and you make some mistakes, this crowd will pounce on you and seize momentum.
Little touch pass to the receiver. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets Nice job by the defense, understanding it, seeing it, rallying to it, and tackling that guy for a loss.
Really nice job by the defense, keeping everything in front of you in that situation and rallying to the football. And now you're rewarded with 3rd and long. So we'll see on this next play if they do the same thing here or if they sell out and bring the blitz.
Going to throw it to the right. He's got his man. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Hand off from the shotgun. He got a bunch and looked close to getting a lot more, but he's got the 1st down.
You've got to be loving what you're seeing from your offense here on the opening drive of this game. They're in a really nice rhythm. They've got real good balance going on right now, and they've got the defense on their heels.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. He'll do it himself. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Option football is about responsibility, but I can't give up my hand. I can't show them really quickly and make it easy on them. Good job by the defense, staying patient, defending all the options, stringing it out, making a nice play.
And that pass intercepted. Got room on the return. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession. Line gets set, 1st down. From the gun, they'll try the middle. Not a lot of daylight. He gets 1 to the 32. The Gamecocks come to the line in the hurry-up. On 2nd down, looking to throw. It's complete to the left. At the 45, on his way. He got loose, almost housed it, finally dragged down at the 32. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Wants to throw on 1st down. He's got his man. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the 2nd quarter. That's the end of the quarter, and South Carolina has the lead. 1 period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. Now here on 2nd down, see if they keep tossing it around. He's looking to throw. Blasted as he lets it go. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And the Gamecocks have their offense in high gear. Secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. Fires into the end zone. And he's got it! Touchdown, Gamecocks!
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. To the air, it's Willihan. Got his man quickly. And they knock him down, but he got past the line to gain. LSU with the 1st and 10 here.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting first progression.
How about that tough, hard-nosed running? Rich legacy of that at LSU. Reminds me of Charles Alexander. And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot. Touch pass on the jet sweep.
He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
And that's a great job by the defense, understanding exactly the situation, understanding to stay home, play sound. No matter who gets the football, we're going to run to the football hard. We're going to cage the football, be disciplined. Nice job by the defense.
LSU right back to the line. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. And they can't connect, and the gamble does not work out. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop. After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. He's looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Got a man in the middle. They just gashed the defense on that one, and they've got it down to the 23. Going up top on 1st down. Looking down the middle. Touchdown, South Carolina! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here in this Week 11 performance. And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. If this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
And he was just a couple of steps away from taking that one even further after the catch. Just about any LSU offense will make you hold your breath when they play pitch and catch.
Yeah, just such elite playmakers usually. Just such speed and...
He's going for a big play downfield. He's got it inside the 15. They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be 1st and goal from there. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. And this is a really important series of plays, a chance to cut into the lead just before halftime. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. 2nd and goal for the offense. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers! Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And after the extra point, they're now down 21-7. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
South Carolina, 21, LSU, 7.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. This has been an impressive first half, and Jesse, they'd love nothing better than to tack another one on before the break.
Why would they want to stop at this point? Everything they've dialed up, they've been able to execute, throwing and running the football.
And how critical is it for this defense to get a stop? Down right now before the half. They can create some momentum on their side by getting a stop before the half.
On 2nd down, he'll fire. The quick out. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Throw him to the spot, and that's exactly what he did to pick up the 1st down.
And that's so many hours of doing this together. You know exactly when he's going to break on that out route. You know what kind of speed he has because he's thrown it so many times. Nice rhythm and timing, and you could tell that was experience between receiver and quarterback.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. The Gamecocks getting set on 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Quick strike complete.
I just continue to be impressed watching this guy play. Good decision-making, very accurate. He's obviously got a lot of talent surrounding him, so no surprise with that last completion. He's now over 3,000 yards on the year.
On second down, wants to throw. Makes the grab down the middle. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the first down. Now on the move at the 28-yard line on first down. The offense will quickly use a timeout.
Stop me when you've heard this before. First down, first down, first down. Just continuing to put first downs together. So far, this defense just can't find any answers.
Fires to the big fella. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
It must be nice for this quarterback knowing he's got this type of athlete playing the tight end position. I can work the middle of the field for him. He's a guy who can stretch it vertically as well, but this is a guy...
Deep shot for the end zone. And it's caught! Touchdown, Gamecocks!
Big-time players make big plays in big games, man. It seems like each and every week when this guy has an opportunity in the end zone, he's coming up with the big one. That time, great job focusing and concentration. Defense not able to cover him. That's his now 10th receiving touchdown on the year.
And the ball will make it into the end zone. No return on that one for a touchback. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustment.
Oh, picked off. Got some room to run. And the senior just snatched the ball out of the air and gave it back to his offense.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Fires to the wideout. A strike downfield. Touchdown, Gamecocks. And they take it in for 6 more points.
You know, quarterbacks and receivers, they develop confidence and chemistry as the game goes on. These two right now are definitely on the same page.
So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. Here's the return from inside his 10, and the returner is stopped.
LSU offense will take over. First and 10.
Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. They go to the ground. Still running at the 40. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. You open a drive like that, and the entire playbook opens up on first down from the 44. Quarterback checking off. Comes out throwing on first down. Snagged in the middle. It's Dalton. They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the first down. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. Throws toward the end zone. Incomplete. He took a shot on the final play of the quarter and couldn't quite find his man. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Men, it is hard to beat Columbia when that town is buzzing as it is today. And there is no better place to start this halftime than by reviewing how this wideout has been a one-man wrecking crew. The kid's been everywhere. And I love how he's willing to go across the middle, but that he also has the jets to burn these DBs on the deep ball. If this defense wants to actually come back in this one, they better hide his cleats.
Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Huge deficit to start this third quarter. They just need to find something to build a little confidence.
Yeah, it hasn't gone well. When you're trailing by this much, this first drive, man, does everything matter and hinge on this? Because every possession in the second half is going to be critical.
Yeah, and I think if you're on offense, why hold back? What are you worried about? Nothing went well in the first half for you, and at this point, trailing by as much as you are, throw caution to the wind, be aggressive, and let's just see what happens.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm always keeping track as a defensive coordinator of where they're running the football. You can see they ran it to the right. Do they like this matchup? Is the right side of their offensive line really good? I'm going to be paying attention to that because that's a big gain. I got to make sure I shut this down the next time they run it.
And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Tackle is made after the first down. LSU quick to the line.
17-yard line. That's a first down for the offense.
Quarterback keeps it. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. Going to work on second down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. From the gun, the ground game. They'll give him 4 yards on the carry. It's down at the 8-yard line. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. Third down. Looking to throw for it. Setting up the screen. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. Hauled it in and just kept right on running to the hallelujah land. Lining up to add another. And the extra point is good. They still trail 35-14. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Week in and week out, guys, you never know what's going to happen in college football. Check this out. A lot of we ares inside that stadium today. Penn State is running away with things, and that offense looks unstoppable. They're up by 21 over Minnesota. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32. They can really be aggressive after that last play at 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of.
And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback. And the Gamecocks will punt it away on 4th down. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Running it back, it's Dalton. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. The touchdown drive cut the deficit last time they had it. Forced the punt. Now a chance to really make this a football game.
And I think if you're the offensive coordinator here, you're revisiting that last drive and asking yourself, okay, what did I call? What worked? What can I keep dialing up so we can keep scoring?
Dang right, because you got the momentum. You're back in this football game. Everything is going your way. Your defense just contributed, so that lead they had, just keep chipping away, and who knows what will happen.
They make the stop, but what a job on the scramble to get loose and pick up that first down. Jumped the gun just a bit, and we've got a false start.
False start. Offense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. First down here for the offense. Here's the handoff. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. LSU right back to the line.
I tell you what, they're down, but they're not out with this guy. They keep feeding him. He keeps having success on the ground. Maybe I use it.
Incomplete.
Use some play action, make some bigger plays down the field, but the run game has not been the problem.
And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Out of the backfield, he's open. Good tackle there to stop him short of the first down. It'll bring up a big decision. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Coming out with it, it's Brown. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's...
Fires into traffic, intercepted. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Tell you what, when you come out of your own end zone, you know, in the shadow of your own end zone, a lot of bad things can happen. You want to kind of get a few first downs, get some space, so if you punt after that point, you can pin them a little bit deep. This is the exact opposite of what happened. Now you set them up in beautiful scoring field position already. Really bad play by the offense.
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Looking to throw, it's Woollyhan. Safe completion on the screen. And that defense doesn't allow a cutback, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. They'll finally get him stopped at the 1-yard line. What a run there. The Tigers are threatening on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Touchdown, Tigers. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. Sometimes we ask coaches about halftime adjustments, and they go blah, 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 blah. And then sometimes they make some good ones.
Sometimes that blah, 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 blah actually works, but it's working now. But it might be too little too late, but at least you got the party started.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. Well, let's see if this drive goes better than the last one. They were in and out quickly after the quick pick, David.
Yeah, first play, big mistake, man. Now, let's get this offense in a little bit of a rhythm. Maybe before you open it up again, Palmer, or do you trust him right away?
He seems to me like the guy maybe that just needs to kind of get into the flow of the game. So maybe you get the running game going here and just give him some easy looks to let him get rounded up.
And the big gain, and they've got it on the 46. The Gamecocks racing to the line in the hurry-up.
Man, I'm the quarterback, and I drop back 4 verts. What can I see on my safety? Is it single high. If it's single high, I know exactly where I'm going with the football. Look the safety off, zip it in there. Either way, I know I got 4.
And he breaks into the open. And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody, based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. They love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. Looking to throw it again. Flushed out of the pocket. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. The corners are walked up tight. He'll run it up the middle, trying to pick his way to the end zone. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run is coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
And they stop him just short of the goal line. They'll mark it at the 1.
What a 3rd down stop by this defense. 3rd down and goal, no problem. You know that guy. Every time he touches the football, you hold your breath because he's so dynamic at the quarterback spot. They were ready, and they...
And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, South Carolina. Boy, do they need that score. Gave them a little cushion as they try to put a stop to this 2-game slide.
But when you've got a losing skid, there's nothing